Hi.
Hello there, and welcome to another edition of
Bonding over bacon. Yes, another cash conversation. And today, what are we going to talk about?
Casual, but we're going to talk a little bit of finance.
Right. So different. Making finances casual.
Yeah, we're going to make it cool.
We're going to bond over money.
Over money. Those are hot and cold topics. But this was actually a fun conversation. We both love to be part of the community. We volunteer a lot. And recently, we've gotten involved in a nonprofit organization called Junior Achievements. And what we do is we go into different schools and we connect with the kids and talk to them about entrepreneurship, financial literacy, business, things of that nature, getting their minds to warm up to the idea of managing money, being an entrepreneur themselves, or, what are the rules of engagement whenever they do decide to work in a business in the future. And one of the things that we talked about was, what are some of the financial tips we would have appreciated getting when we were younger, in our late teens, early 20s, that we basically figured out on our own for the most part.
Or having, you in the industry now and having plenty of experience and education and training has helped us fine-tune that strategy. But there's so many missing pieces along the way through education and through, knowledge and wisdom. Yeah. So we thought we'd talk about some things that we thought we'd like to learn when we were younger.
Yeah. So we're going to highlight 3 main financial tips that we would have liked to share with ourselves in the past, I guess. Back to the future.
Right.
Anyways.
So the first one.
So the first idea that we agreed on that was invaluable in our own personal journey, that I think is a staple for many people, is... Would you like for me to say? Fine.
I thought you were leading this one.
I am. It's to create that financial foundation, cover the what ifs in the world. We are living in a world where, unfortunately, unfortunate circumstances do happen to really good people. And one thing that my football coach used to say to us as we were gearing up for a game, proper preparation
prevents poor performance. He was my government teacher too.
Clearly. We know this guy very well, and it resonated with us. Yeah. When you properly prepare, you can avoid a lot of mistakes in the future, or at the very least, protect yourself from the misfalls and mishaps that do occur. Yeah. And so when we think about the idea of covering the what ifs, it's really about systematically having a place to store your funds, store your money that is readily available whenever you need it.
Right. And even if you are on that journey of creating that nest egg, making sure that money is put aside for those things, you can't control for when things happen or if or the magnitude of them. So discuss with yourself or your partner, your spouse, depending on who's involved in your financial life, have a plan. Maybe have a credit card set aside strictly for, hey, listen, if ish hits the fan, this is how we're going to tackle that. Or, a certain investment or something else to kind of cover you in the off chance that as you're building that, things happen. People lose jobs, the economy changes, health issues, what have you. You want to be able to have a game plan put in place, right? So we wish we had known that earlier. We've recovered, whether it was a big thing, a small thing, we've have our game plan put in place, but we wish we had known some of those strategies a lot earlier on in our life.
Well, I think too, nowadays with inflation being paramount and being extremely relevant in our daily lifestyle and everyday activities, one thing I encourage young people, young professionals to think about is, whatever amount of money that you may have stored away, it's not enough. Store more.
Yeah.
And there is a typical golden rule of thumb as far as how much should we allocate to just sit in storage for us. And I've thought about having it tiered based on your current lifestyle. So for those that may be single or don't have dependents, don't own a home, maybe new in the business game, I would say typically you want to have about 3 to 4 months of whatever it costs you to live the lifestyle that you're currently living.
Pay your bills, put food on the table,
whatever that
keep
is,
the lights on,
have
all
that
those things. Right?
set aside, stored away in cash. Okay. And then, when we think about the idea of those that perhaps are married, looking to buy a home, have dependents, then you want to uptick that amount of storage to like 6 to 9 months of your living expenses in cash.
This is seriously gold here.
And if you're a business owner, we talked about this, like if you're a business owner, you may want to have about a year's worth of expenses in cash. Like that is utopia. That is a utopian amount. It may be challenging, obviously, for many people to achieve that goal, depending on the type of business you run, the lifestyle that you have, where you live, and all that jazz. But what we experienced growing up and what we're seeing now is, hey, those who are properly prepared, they have money stored away, they experience far less stress in their life, and it allows them to achieve other important goals in their life.
Yes.
When you remove, that financial burden that is, a curtain over your eyes for so long.
That's a perfect segue into our second tip, which is a close cousin. And you've heard it before, but we cannot stress the importance of this enough, is that being debt-free is the way to be. For the same reasons, what did you say before? Like you hadn't, you met a lot less stressed people who have had, no debts to be required to pay off all the time. Yeah. And, thinking about some of the ancillary spending, not maybe, your home and your car and all this other stuff. And even that, you can decide the type of home or the expense of the car that you're going to invest in. But paying back for your past decisions in your future really stunts your growth in your future. That is a huge mindset shift that we are grateful to have learned and to understand, to not put the cart before the horse, because you can swipe, because you are going to be paying that off for a long time. So what future opportunities might you not be able to, capitalize on because you're still paying off your past decisions?
Yeah, very valid. And when we think back to our younger days, late teens, early 20s, it was actually kind of easy to get a credit card. They were coming at us from all sorts of angles, signing up right away and just start to accumulate debt, right away. So one thing that I would tell my younger self is don't be afraid of debt. Just learn about it, understand it, manage it wisely so that you can actually, reap the benefits of what some of these credit card companies are offering those who have solid habits around paying down their debts. And so when we think about credit cards, people express a lot of fear around them. I work with a lot of people that struggle in managing all the different lines of credit that they have. And that's one of the main reasons why I created a course strictly around this specific topic, because it's hot right now.
It is.
With regards to the concerns around all the amount of debt that we have to pay. But what I would tell my younger self is don't be afraid of it. Just study it, understand it. Right. Perhaps seek out mentorship around this specific topic because it is that big of a deal. When we talk about your credit score and the impact that has in all the other major milestones that you want to achieve in your life, purchasing a home, even relationships now, there is a new app that you can create. It's actually a new dating app. I just found out. And I don't know if you even know this.
No.
It's a new dating app that you can connect with someone based on their credit score.
Oh my gosh.
Your credit score has to be above.
So that's like
670
that checklist that all of us women joke about.
They created
well,
an
he
app
better
just
have
for
this
that.
and he better do that. His credit score better be, well, you know what?
They created a dating app evolving around your credit score. That's how
reality.
important it is.
It is.
That's how important it is.
Listen, that's a real thing.
So paying down debt, and there's so many different strategies. Again, I'm creating a course around this, but when you address that and pay off that debt in a timely fashion, manage it, you can actually be on the positive side of, earning interest and gaining rewards by working. And there's this concept called credit hacking. Again, things that are really awesome when you know
Yeah.
how to manage credit card debt.
Right. And you have the
mainly.
confidence to do so.
But yeah, once you're able to master that realm, you then can be, look towards the other side of interest. That was a role that I want to go into. Which is a segue into our third area.
Yeah.
Which is, when you're paying debt, you're on one side of interest. When you're paid off debt, you're on the positive side of interest, earning interest. And that's the third step, the third tip I want to share. It's about investing and not being afraid to invest and know that every dollar can be an investment.
Yeah.
Whether it's in yourself.
This is more of a mindset one, as most are, but the perspective of where are you spending that money? Are you spending a large amount of your money in things that will have a positive impact on your life? Like more expensive, healthy, clean food is an investment in your future health and hopefully staving off future
1,000%.
medical bills, which may put you in debt. So instead of saying I can't afford healthy food, understand that that is maybe something you want to prioritize to make sure that your future financial self and physical self is, healthy. What about a piece of technology that you might need to start a business? I remember having anxiety about purchasing this computer right here that we are using. And I was so worried about making this big tech investment. And yet here we are. This has paid for itself a million times over already. And it's only been a few years. Yeah. So thinking about the strategic investments and knowing where that dollar goes. And is it that short-term dopamine hit that's kind of a cheap investment that doesn't give you any return? Even just the return of a great dinner out with friends and family, you might want that because it's good to bond with your family, with your loved ones. There's value in that time. Yeah. So it's not just a return on investment monetarily. It could be health-wise, it could be socially, emotionally. But where are you spending that money? And just know where that money is being spent.
Yeah. That's very valid. And, going along the lines of investing in yourself, like this was an investment in Chelsea, right?
Yes.
Clearly.
Yep.
And one other thing that I've learned and that I would love to teach my younger self, and we're teaching our son as well, giving him exposure to this idea of being an owner, not just a consumer. Yes. Right? So
it's bonus tip.
This is a bonus tip. There are different, brands that we as a society follow, agree with, can relate with, relate to. And when we think about, the company like Apple, right? We have iPhones, we have a Mac, these are things that are embedded in our lifestyle for a long time. Mm-hmm. And so rather than just be a consumer of these products, wouldn't it be worth having a share of the stock? And so this is an idea that I would love to have given my younger self, to get in the habit of seeing habits of our society, seeing where trends are going. Mm-hmm. And if I agree with a brand, if I agree with a product, to actually go ahead, open up an account, and actually start to buy shares of that type of company in order to consider myself as part owner of that company.
You're making an investment. Like, years ago, over 10 years ago now, I started designing websites for myself, and I used a fairly new-ish company, new to me, called Squarespace. And now I'm a Squarespace expert. It's actually part of my career, part of what I do as part of RISEmpowerment. And I remember early on you getting inquisitive about, what I'm doing and the platform I'm using. And we made an investment into Squarespace. Similarly, when I became a new mom and, fashion was important, but my time and my energy was extremely limited, I started investing my money into purchasing clothes through Stitch Fix. So it was not a subscription service, but a delivery service where you have a personal stylist who picks out 5 things and then you check it out. It's a lot of fun. And I'm tempted to go order another box now that we talk about it. But when that company went public, we invested in that, right? And not to say that everything you invest in is going to, skyrocket the way Apple or Amazon did, but you don't know, right? Yeah. So get it while you're curious, while you're utilizing it, while you're a fan of it, become part owner and own a couple shares in it and see what that will do for you, because you don't know. Right.
Yeah, so those are some of the tips that I would have enjoyed sharing with my younger self to
Yes.
open up, his mind to the idea of not being afraid of learning about debt, not being afraid to open up an account and just begin investing even a small amount just to learn and grow in that realm.
Yeah.
And these are the things that we talk about, and we truly enjoy connecting with the community in this fashion.
So we hope you found value in this video. We have so much more, as you can hear, the treasure trove of financial information just spewing forth from Jonathan here. So if you're interested in, coaching, schedule a discovery call to work with him on financial education and strategies and concepts and just
mindset,
habits. All the things, right?
Yeah.
And please visit our website at RISEmpowerment.com. Subscribe to the email newsletter so you can check out what's coming up next. We have our other Bonding Over Bacon episodes that are already present there. And let us know if you like the content here. We thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.
Enjoy.
Bye.